Hello friends, welcome to the Dnyanadeep IS Academy. Today we are going to discuss the test number 15, which is majorly based on the economy part regarding the budget and the economic survey, and majorly some sections is on the India yearbook. So now let's start the discussion of the test number 15. So the first question, consider the following statements with reference to there is a schemes. So schemes are so much important, especially schemes mentioned within the budget, some schemes mentioned within the economic survey. So these schemes are important and this question is on the scheme. So the first statement, so what they are asking the correct statement. We have to find out the correct statement from the above statements. So first, it is a small deposit schemes. It is a small deposit scheme implemented by the ministry, that is Ministry of Finance. So this ministry is so much important. While reading any of the schemes, that ministry need to be remembered. So this is the right statement. It is actually implemented by the Ministry of Finance. So second statement is aim. So aim of the scheme is to meet the education and the marriage expenses for a girl child. So this is also the right statement. This is the main aim of this Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, and from its name itself we can link it with its meaning and the aim. So the third, the principal amount as well as the interest earned under are exempted. So it is saying they are exempted from the taxation. This is the third statement, and definitely its principal amount and the interest earned on the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, it is completely exempted from the taxation. So that's why this third statement is also the right one. So all the three statements are right one. We have to mark this right in the right hand side as I said earlier. So from the options, option number C, that is all the three statements from above are the right one. So this is the schemes which is actually part of what we can say the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. It is a Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. And why it is in the news recently? Because of the increase in the interest rate on the amount deposited from 8% to the 8.2%. So that's why it was in the news. And secondly, the what is the other things regarding the schemes, that age of the girl should be less than 10 years and interest will be earned only for the 21 years. Interest for the 21 years from the start of the schemes. So this is the certain facts regarding this one. And one more fact, that is amount can be deposited in between 250 rupees to the 1.5 lakh rupees. So these are the certain things why I am mentioning here, because while preparing any of the schemes, these are the certain facts you should be remembered, you should be prepared thoroughly, and in this way you can solve the question. So first, it is a ministry, which ministry it is implementing, the year of the start of the scheme, major beneficiaries, major aim or the principle of these schemes, and these are the certain facts. So this is the first question. Now let's move towards the second question. So second question, according to the interim budget 2024, so question on the budget, interim budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding the development approach of India. Development approach of India. So first statement, government is working with an approach. What is the approach to development? That is all round development, all pervasive development, and all inclusive development. So we can say that from the multiple speeches of the Honorable Prime Minister or as well as the other minister, especially Finance Minister, this is the highlighted part, that we are trying to achieve the all inclusive development, all pervasive development. So that's why this is a more comprehensive and the generalistic statement we can say. So first statement is a right one. Now the second statement, government is working to make India a Vikasit Bharat. So definitely government aim is a Vikasit Bharat, but here what is mentioned by 2050. So remember another thing, that whenever any fact or any data or any number is actually given within a particular statement, that number you should mark, you should underline and think over that number, is it a right or wrong. So here what is mentioned, that Vikasit Bharat need to be achieved by the 2050, wrong, it is a wrong statement. Why? Because it is not a 2050, it is a 2040. 1947. That is 100 years of independence. And from this also we can analyze that we are entering moving towards the 100 years of independence, and 2050 can be wrong because the so much important date is 2047, which is actually mentioned in the another again multiple speeches of the Honorable Prime Minister. So that's why the second statement is the wrong one. First statement is the right one. So the option what they are asking the correct statement. So the option number A, that is the one only, is the right statement. So let's move towards the next question, that is the question number 3. Which one of the following is the primary objective? So again they are asking the main objective of the PM Ajay scheme. So what is this PM Ajay scheme? It is the PM Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. PM Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. So this is the schemes. So what is the primary objective? So from its name itself we can say that somewhat linkages we can establish within this statement given. So first, to promote the socio-economic development of OBCs. No, this is not the primary objectives and not even for the OBCs. So this is a wrong statement. To facilitate the residential education. So residential education to students, the vulnerable sections in remote areas. So this is also not the schemes for this one. There are the multiple schools actually developed by the government, especially for the tribals in the remote areas. So this is not the schemes for it. The next statement, to improve the livelihood of tribals by providing financial assistance for entrepreneurship. So this is also not the scheme. It is not for the tribals. Next, to reduce the poverty within scheduled caste communities through employment generation. So from the name itself, it is the Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. That's why the full form, this acronym need to be remembered. Through its name elaboration, we can say we can actually arrive at the answer. So the best option from this, the primary objective of this scheme is the option number D, to reduce the poverty within the scheduled caste communities through the employment generation. So the next question, question number 4. What do you understand by the term Fisher effect? So it was in the news. So Fisher effect in the economy. So Fisher effect is majorly talks about the nominal interest rate versus the real interest rate and its relation with the inflation. So the actual formula is this: real interest rate equals to the nominal interest rate minus expected. Okay, so this is the formula. So the answer for this one, it explains the impact of what? Inflation on the real interest rates in an economy. So this is actually the true statement. So the option number A itself the right option of this Fisher effect. So in the economy there are the multiple terms regarding like this Fisher effect, then the bond yield and the galloping inflation, hyperinflation. So these terminologies you need to prepare, which are especially mentioned within the economic survey or the interim budget. Okay, so let's move on. So there is no need to analyze the further statements. All the statements are the wrong one. Okay, so A will be the answer. So next question, question number 5. As per the economic survey 2022-23, consider the following statements regarding the gross value added. So this is the again economic term with related to the GDP, GNP, this GVA. So there is a multiple types. So that you should prepare and you should remember as well. Okay, and difference between them. Like the NDP, NNP, these are the terms you should prepare. That is a GDP, GNP, NNP, NDP, what is a GVA, okay, and what is the meaning of this? Factor cost and the market price. So these are the certain terminologies you should prepare thoroughly. So as per the economic survey 2022-2023, consider the following statement regarding the gross value added growth rate of different sectors. So it is related with the sectors. So in the last 3 years, the GVA growth rate of the, so what they are asking the correct statement from the above. So agriculture and allied activities have remained positive. Services sector has increased steadily and industrial sector has decreased steadily. So it is asking for the 2022-2023. So we know there can be a certain fluctuation. Why? Because earlier there was a COVID time. So it was a COVID time. So within the COVID time, multiple sectors is actually harmed, especially the manufacturing sector, and in small period of time, somewhat the service sector. But this agriculture sector actually gave the boost to the economy, and India was very much beneficial from it. It actually survived India, especially employment. Why? Because of almost 50% our workforce working in the agriculture sector and allied sectors. So that's why we can say the agriculture and allied sector have remained positive. So this statement is the right one, first statement. So other two statements are not the right one. There is a fluctuations in their actually growth rate. So that's why we can say the section 1, 2 and the 3 set are the wrong statements. So only one statement is a right statement from the above, that is the agriculture sector related. So next question, sixth question. So with reference to the legal entity identifier system, consider the following statements. It has been introduced to identify legal entities involved in securities transactions. Legal entities involved in the securities transaction. So definitely this is for the identification. This is for the identification, and this legal entity identifier system is nothing but what? It is a 20 character alphanumeric number, alphanumeric, we can say code, which is utilized for the purpose of identification. So this is a security purpose. So that's why it has been introduced to identify legal entities involved in the security transaction. So this statement is a right one. So next statement, the RBI, that is the Reserve Bank of India, has recognized the Clearing Corporation of India Limited. So this again organization is so much important while preparation, during the preparation, and that organization need to be remembered as an issuer of legal entity identifier under the Payments and Settlement Act 2007. Again, this is, there are the two facts within the second statement, and that facts need to be what? Marked. So again, RBI definitely chose this institution, that is the Clearing Corporation of India Limited, as an issuer of the legal entity identifier under the Payment and Settlement Act of the 2007. So that's why both the statements are the right one. So this is an important topic. So our answer will be the C option, that is the both 1 and 2. Now the next question, question number 7. So again, question on the report, the logistic performance index. So they are asking the report, that is the logistics performance index recently seen in the news is released by which one of the following organization. So all these organizations are so much important for the preparation of the prelim. So this first option is a World Trade Organization. So no, it is not the organization. Then the United Nations Conference on the Trade and Development, UNCTAD, no. Then the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, no. So the option remains is the World Bank. So it is one of the important organization. That's why this logistics performance index is actually released by the World Bank, which is one of the Bretton Woods institutions formulated in the year 1945 and next, and it's a World Bank group also. So what is need to be prepared, that what is the World Bank group, what is the Bretton Woods institutions, difference between this IMF and the World Bank, difference between IMF and World Bank, which member we should apply first, then the membership of the IMF is actually given. So first need to be member of the World Bank, then the World Bank group. What is the meaning of World Bank and the World Bank group? There are the 5 institutions within the World Bank that you should know, of which India is actually a member, and India is not a member of which one organization from the 5 that is a ICSID, dispute settlement body. So these are the certain information you should know regarding the IMF and World Bank. And from the report purpose, report from point of view, report, you should remember the reports of majorly World Bank, World Economic Forum, IMF, some reports of the WTO, and some reports of the UN institutions which are somewhat important, like the UNESCO, UNICEF. So these institutions are important. So its report are thoroughly you should know. Okay, so this is the World Bank report. So next question, question number 8. Sometimes seen in the news the trades. So they are asking question on the trade, that is a trade receivable electronic discounting system. So trades is a trade receivable electronic discounting system. So it is a trade receivable electronic discounting system, and from its elaboration we can arrive at the answer itself. So trades an electronic platform for the third party guarantee free loans to the MSME, especially in the absence of collateral. So this is the first. So this is the wrong statement actually. Okay, micro and the small enterprises it is mentioned. Okay, the second statement, an electronic platform. So again another, there is a similarity between the statement number A and the statement number B. So an electronic platform for facilitating the financing of the trade receivables. So there is a correlations, there is a why we should know the full forms of such acronyms. So for this purpose, from the this analysis we can correlate. So what it asks, so it is a trade receivables, and full form of this trade receivable electronic discounting system. So it is nothing but the matching of what? Matching of words. So this type of tricks can help you to solve questions within the prelim. So these tricks in the present time are so much important. A small tricks, or rather your knowledge or analysis we can say, rather than tricks. So the B option is the electronic platform for facilitating the financing of trade receivables of micro, small and medium enterprises, that is MSMEs through multiple financiers. So actually this is the right statement. So trade receivable, so its trades is actually formulated for benefiting the growth of MSME industry. That's why it's actually developed. So they can finance and they can enhance their, what we can say, the trade. So this is the 8th statement. Now the 9th one. According to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding the 4 major castes. So what they are asking, how many of the above statements are correct? So all the 4. So what is the 4 major castes which actually mentioned within the budget? That is a poor. This is not which actually the enhance what we can say, the people's role regarding the caste system. It is not regarding the caste system. This is the caste which are mentioned within the interim budget. That is the poor, then the women, then youth, and then the farmers. So these are the 4 castes which are so much essential for the development of our nations, for the achievement of the developed India 2020 Vikasit Bharat goal of the 2047. So these are the 4 castes everyone need to be actually given priority, and with that we can achieve our every pillar of the development. So these are the 4 castes. So all the 4 castes require and receive government support in their quest to better their lives. So if we know this 4 castes from the interim budget, then we can analyze definitely these sections of the society required some amount of the benefits, as well as the, what we can say, the affirmative actions are required regarding them, as said by the Amartya Sen, that for their development. So first statement is the right one. Second statement, their empowerment and well-being. their empowerment and well-being will drive the country forward definitely. And we know the result of empowerment of the women, especially empowerment of the women, is actually resulting the moving towards the development of our nation. And empowerment of the farmers is actually resulted especially during the time of the COVID-19, which actually survived India. So this statement is also right one. Their needs and their aspirations and their welfare are our highest priority. So definitely the aspirations of the youth is so much important, and we are actually gaining the advantage of our demographic dividend through the skilling and enhancing their abilities and the capacities. So that's why all the three statements are the right one. So what they are asking, the right statement. So all the three, that is option number C, is the right answer. So next 10th question, which one of the following statements best describes the term reserve currency with reference to the Reserve Bank of India? So multiple times the UPSC asks questions regarding the RBI's main role within the nation, then the inflation management, then the monetary policy related roles, then the RBI formation, recently the transfer of some dividend from the RBI to the government, and even the section they have asked from the Banking Regulation Act or the RBI Act. So RBI is so much important institution for our preparation of the prelims. So these are so much important. You should actually know thoroughly about the RBI, its role and functioning. So the first statement, it is the excess reserve that commercial banks, so commercial banks park with the Reserve Bank of India for a short period of time. So this is not the right statement. We know about the cash reserve ratio, then the certain deposit schemes for the commercial bank. So this is not the reserve currency. Then the next, it refers to the foreign currencies held by the RBI to facilitate international transactions, and this can be the best answer or the best option for what is asked. That's why the option number B is the right answer. It is a reserve currency by the RBI. Especially even we have the currency exchange, what we can say, agreements we have formulated with the Japan, like the nations. So this is the reserve currency for the facilitation of our international transactions. So that is the reserve currency actual meaning. So that's why the option number B is the right answer. Then the next question number 11, with reference to the central counterparties, consider the following statements. So they are asking the correct statement. Central counterparties, okay, they are financial entities. They are financial entities that act as intermediaries between the buyer and seller in financial markets. So definitely they are the financial entities and they are acting as a intermediary. That's why the first statement from this one is a right statement. The next statement is they are regulated by the RBI. So this need to be marked that regulated by whom? That is the RBI. So definitely these are the intermediaries, and these actually regulated by the RBI itself. Why? Because sometimes they change this organization from this to the SEBI. So majorly where can they actually make a statement wrong one through changing of this organization who is actually regulating. So they are regulated by the RBI under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. So definitely this is the right statement. That's why the correct statement they have asked, and all the statements, that is the 1 and 2, are the correct statement. So question number 11, option number C is the right answer. So the next question, in the context of the Indian economy, the MCA 21 database, MCA 21 database is used for computation of which of the following cases? It is used for computation of which of the following cases? So MCA means it is a Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It is a Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So this database is utilized for the purpose of Gross value added, so definitely we actually utilize the MCA21 database. Index of industrial production, no, this is not right. Consumer confidence index, no, this is not right. And the gross domestic product, GDP, so definitely, so this MCA21 database we are actually utilizing for the calculation of GDP and the gross value added, that is the GVA. That's why only the two, that is the 1 and the 4 are the right. So the only two options from the above statements from the above are the right one. So question number 12, option number B. So the next statement, next question, consider the following statements with reference to goods and services tax network. So it is a, what they are asking, the again the correct statements. So it is a non-profit private limited company. So this private need to be marked, formed under the Companies Act of the 1956. So now this GST network is completely a public company, not the private limited company. So that's why this statement is a wrong one. The next statement is the government of India. So you should actually analyze the statement and you should think over the statement, that where they actually can make this statement the wrong one with removal of or with the replacement of which keyword, what is a keyword from this statement. Okay, the next statement, the government of India has the majority equity in the network. So while analyzing first two statements, we can realize that these statements are the contradictory one. How we can say? So here it is mentioned it is a private limited company, whereas the majority of the stakes are in the hands of government itself. So that's why this second statement is a right one. It provides a common and shared IT infrastructure for the GST between center and the state. Definitely. So it is a medium through which we are actually utilizing this as it as a medium for the calculation and the transactions. So in terms of our GST, that is a new taxation system which is a destination based. So this is a right statement. It can be used by the government to track all the financial transactions for tax purposes. So definitely, so this is also acting like a vigilance mechanism. So this is also the right statement. We can track all the transactions for the purpose of tax implementation. So the three statement, that is the 2, 3 and the 4, these three statements are the right one. First statement is the wrong one. That's why the option number C, that is the only three statements are right one, is the correct option. Let's move to the next question, question number 14. Question number 14. So regarding the Reserve Bank of India, RBI's gold reserve. So again question on the RBI. So it is so much important regarding the reserve currency, our gold reserve, then the IMF's IMF's currency. Okay. So these are the important topics. So consider the following statement. The RBI holds the largest gold reserve among all central banks in the world. So they are saying the RBI holds the largest gold reserve. So we know that India is just the 5th largest economy and USA, China are so large one. Okay. So through this analysis itself, India's 5th rank, we can say there can be the other nations which actually holds a large amount of gold than the India. So the here answer is the USA holds the largest gold reserve in the world, not the India. So that's why the first statement is a wrong one. The next, the reserve is primarily used to back the currency, and this was the purpose. Why? For the stabilization of the currency, for the stabilization of our conversion of the currency between the two nations. So that's this is the real purpose of the our reserve, and to maintain the financial stability. So yes, definitely. So this is the right statement. The reserve currency or the gold reserve purpose is to provide the financial stability and the back the currency. So next statement, it is audited annually by an independent external agency. So yes, it is true that this RBI is actually its role is what audited by the external agency, not our directly CAG, and this submits its report to the government. So that agency is actually scrutinized by the CAG itself. So the third statement is the right one. It is not exclusively stored within the country, and this is also the right statement. It is not exclusively stored within the country. There are the multiple locations where it is actually stored. Even within the UK, it is actually stored. Bank of International Settlements, there is a BIS, it is actually stored. Then the Bank of England, it is actually stored. Then the third institution, that is a domestic locations, we actually store this gold reserve. So there are the multiple institutions where multiple banks and the nation where we actually store our gold reserve, not the one nation. So that's why third statement is also the right one. So the best option for this, that is a question number 14, is the three statement from the above four are the right one. That is a 2, 3 and the 4. Now the next question, with respect to the financial market in India, consider the following statements. Some contracts require the business doing the work for properly bonded. So definitely this is for the surety. So the contracts need to be properly bonded. So this is for the surety, authenticity, and here what is mentioned, this is a sum, that is a possibility word. So that's why we can say this statement is largely or majorly a correct one. Then the authorized surety companies provide surety bonds. So there are the surety companies which are actually formulated for the sole purpose of these surety bonds to businesses that meet their qualifications. So definitely this is nothing but about specialization. So this statement is also the right one. Then this SBA, nothing but SBA guarantees surety bonds for the private surety companies, so more small businesses can qualify. So definitely this is also the right statement. This small business gets the SBA guaranteed surety bond, so they can get the to work. So most of the statements are the possible statements which are helpful for the institutions, its development and the growth, and to enhance their business. So that's why all the statements from the above, that is this small business administration, are the right one for the better functioning. So that's why all the statements from the above are correct one. So question number 15, D option is the right. Question number 16, with respect to the online financial transactions in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1, Aadhaar enabled payment system. EPS, Aadhaar enabled payment system, is a bank led model enabling online transactions at point of sale and the micro ATMs using the Aadhaar authentication, and everyone knows through with the after implementation of the Aadhaars and linking with the bank accounts, this was the purpose of the Aadhaar enabled payment systems and the services. So first statement is the right one. So now the second statement, according to the National Payment Corporation of India, that is NPCI, it allows fund transfers using only, so only word need to be marked, only the bank name and the Aadhaar number. No, these are not the only two authentication which are available. There is a biometric authentication is also needed. Is a biometric authentication. So that's why this statement is a wrong one. So first statement is the right one, second statement is the wrong one. So option number A, both statement 1 and 2 are the correct one. No, second is the wrong one. So there is no need to analyze it is an explanation or not. Second, both statement 1 and 2 are the correct. No, both second statement is the wrong one. Third, statement 1 is correct and the statement 2 is incorrect. So definitely this can be the answer. So question number 16, C option is the right option. Then the question number 17, regarding the nominal gross domestic product, that is the nominal GDP, consider the following statements. So nominal GDP is the calculation of annual economic production of the entire country's population at the current market price of goods. So definitely this is true. This is the nominal GDP which is differentiated from the real GDP. So this is majorly a current price which actually inclusive of what? Inflationary. That is a change in its prices, not from the our factor cost. It is not from the factor cost or our decided price from the earlier any base year. So it is a current, so that's why this statement is a right one. The value gets affected by the price changes, so definitely it is a nominal GDP which is based on the somewhat inflationary trend caused due to the inflation, and that's why the price gets affected due to the inflation because of the rise in the, even we can say the without rising the number of goods production within a particular year, our nominal GDP can be the higher one than the past year. Why? Because of the inflation. We can produce only the 10 goods, but because of the higher prices, the similar goods, because of the higher prices, our GDP can reflect the enhanced number. So that's why the inflation plays a very key role in the nominal GDP. That's why we calculate the real GDP. Real GDP is majorly based on the what? Our base year. Okay, so that's why both the statements are the right one. They are asking the correct statement. So question number 17, both 1 and 2 are the correct statement. Now the next question number 18. In the context of an economy, the term inflation spiral. So again they are asking what? Some economic terminology. That is the inflation spiral refers to a situation where. So what is the meaning of the economic inflation spiral? So the A option is the inflation fluctuates over time, creating volatility in the economy. So this is not the spiral. So we know the meaning. This is nothing but the what? Spiral. So this literal meaning need to be reflected within our statement as well. So there is a shortage of supply relative to demand. No demand supply mismatch. Inflation accelerates at an extremely high rate due to excessive fiscal deficits. So this is not the right answer. A rise in wages causes a rise in prices due to the increase in the demand for the goods. So this is nothing but what? Inflation spiral. So your price rise, your then the inflation rise, price rise, that is a wages increases is nothing but directly proportional to the demand increases. And if the demand increases and supply if remain constant or minimal one, then our prices is also the increases. It completely based on your wages as well as your demand, and this is reflected where post COVID period. So post COVID period, again the rise in the prices of what? Infrastructure, especially the houses in the urban areas, properties, houses, urban areas, because of the rise in this what we can say employment, or especially the wages of service sector related personnel, especially the information technology related personnel, and that resulted in the inflationary trend towards the goods, especially the infrastructure, and that's why the rise in the prices. So this is nothing but the inflation spiral. So it was so much in the news during the COVID time, post COVID time. So this is the question number 18. Now the question number 19. So according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding the PM Swanidhi schemes. So what is the PM Swanidhi scheme? It is a Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. It is PM Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So this is the scheme. So it has provided credit assistance to the 78 lakh street vendors. So this is recent data. It is a 78 lakh street vendors which is recently actually given by the government of India. So this is the right statement. Definitely it is a 78 lakh street vendors. From the total, 2.3 lakh have received the credit for the third time. So this is also the right data. Recently it was published. That's why both the data which is mentioned, that is the 2.3 lakh and the 78 lakh, these are the right statements. That's why the question number 19, option number C, that is the both 1 and 2 are the right statement. In the question number 20, consider the following. So again they are asking the reports of the one of the majorly important organization, that is the World Economic Forum. So what are the reports? That is the future of job report. So yes, it is actually published by the World Economic Forum. The global economic prospect report. So there are the two reports, World Economic Prospect and the Global Economic Prospect. So both the reports of the IMF and the World Bank you should know. So this is not the report published by the World Economic Forum. So this report is actually published by the World Bank. So that's why this is a wrong report. So the Net Zero Industry Tracker report. So yes, it is true. The Global Competitiveness report, and it is the so much important report regarding the preparation published by the World Economic Forum. So competitiveness report. So 1, 3 and the 4, these are the three reports which are published by the World Economic Forum. That's why the option number C is the right answer. So from the World Economic Forum you should know the different reports. World Economic Forum as a organization, its formation, is it part of UN or not, part of United Nations or not, is India member or not, okay, and somewhat rankings of India, okay, rankings of India regarding this some important reports. So this information you should know while preparation of the any report, especially the organization which is so much important for the UPSC. So next question number 21. Consider the following statements with reference to the exchange traded fund. It is an exchange traded fund. It is a type of index fund that tracks a basket of securities. So definitely this is a right statement. It is a type of index fund which actually tracks the basket of securities. Next, it allows buying and selling. Exchange traded fund allows the buying and selling of stocks at prevailing market price on a real time basis. So definitely this is also the right statement, that exchange traded fund allows the individual investor to buy a stock on the real time basis. So both the statements are the right one. That's why the question number 21, option number C is the right answer. And the question number 22, according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. PM Vishwakarma Yojana reaches out to the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So this is important topic because the multiple times questions asked by the UPSC on the PVTGs, there is a particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So this is not the right statement, it is a wrong statement. PM Janman Yojana provides end-to-end support to artisans and craftspeople engaged in the 18 trades. So this is also the wrong statement. So here you need to analyze when there are the 2 or the 4 statements are given. So that time you should be conscious enough that is there any relations regarding these 2 statements itself. So here it's actually the reversed one. The PM Vishwakarma Yojana talks about the artisans and these crafts people engaged in the 18 trades, whereas the PM Janman Yojana talks about the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So these are the reversed one. That's why both the statements are the wrong one. That is neither one nor 2 are the correct. Then the next question 23, the Paris Principle. So it was in the news. Paris Principle are sometimes seen in the news with reference to. So whenever such a keyword is actually mentioned within the newspaper, that time you should at least know this keyword talks about what. Okay. So this talks about majorly the human rights related aspect. Human rights related aspect. So elimination of the trade barriers in international trade, no. So benchmark for accreditation of national human rights institution. So again only the word linkages we can say, definitely this can be the answer. So definitely question number 23, option number B is the right answer. It is related with the benchmarks for the accreditation of the national human rights institutions. Okay. So question number 23, B option is the right one. So next statement, next question. Consider the following statements regarding the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. It is the National Bank for Financing of Infrastructure and Development. They are development financial institution, that is the DFIs, for the financing infrastructures. So definitely from the word itself we can say definitely this is a bank which is actually given finance for the boost of infrastructure development, that is infrastructure financing. The first statement is the right one. DFIs can accept deposit from people like banks. So this is actually the wrong statements. So these DFIs are not the part of payment and the settlement system. So these are not a part of payment and settlement system. So that's why this developmental financial institution cannot take directly the deposit from the people itself like a bank. So that's why the second statement is a wrong statement. Again, this bank can borrow money from multinational institutions like the World Bank. Definitely this statement is the right one, that this institution, developmental financial institution, can actually borrow the money from the international institution as well like the World Bank for the promotion of infrastructure development. So that's why the first and the third statement is the right one, second is the wrong one. So only two statements from the above are the correct one. So let's move towards the 25th question. 25th, the term forum shopping sometimes seen in the news refers to. So this was the term which was in the news and which was highlighted by the various newspaper and the agencies. What is the forum shopping? So some criticism is also acquired by this term, that is the purchasing the same items from the various online forums. So there is no relation regarding this purchasing, only some relations you should know about this forum shopping. This is a keyword. A decision to refrain from taking part in the formal action in a court case. So definitely it is related with the court. There is judicial related this terminology, but this is not the right answer. Joining several online educational institutions to complete the several degree programs. No, this is not the right answer. It is related with the judiciary. You should know this is related with the judiciary. So from this keyword, this actually elaboration, you can arrive at the answer. So litigants moving their cases to a court of their choice for favorable outcomes. So this is the right answer. This forum shopping means you are choosing a particular forum. So forum shopping, you are choosing a particular forum for your shopping, nothing but for your benefit. So you are choosing a particular court for the case for your own benefit. So this is the question number 25. Question number 26. Binance, Coinbase and the Kraken sometimes seen in the news. So these are the what we can say news are central bank digital currencies, neobanks, cryptocurrencies exchange. So we know that since last 6-7 years cryptocurrencies are in the news. So whenever we are this coin based, so this is related with the currency, coin is actually mentioned. So definitely these are the cryptocurrencies, especially this Binance which was in the news. So the option number C is the right answer. Question number 26. Next, the Reboot Food campaign sometimes seen in the news aim for Reboot Cook. So this was the campaign which was actually started in the COP27. So these are the COP27. So who started this campaign? It is led by citizen itself. Citizens. It is led by Green Group. We Planet. So this We Planet need to be remembered. So this campaign is genetic modified organisms utilization. So this is a GMO utilizations. This is nothing but what? GMO utilization. And this campaign is started by the citizen itself through the We Planet group. So this is not directly from this COP27, but it was started during COP27. So it is related to promoting a vegetarian diet, promote sustainable food production, reduce trans fat from food products, legitimize genetically modified food. So this is option number B, that is a promote sustainable food production, is a right answer. The execution only platforms, EOPs, execution only platforms, are talked about in the context of, this is execution only platforms, EOPs are talks about the mutual funds. So this is related with the mutual funds, that is the buying and selling of the mutual funds. This is the right. Trading and e-commerce platform, no. Foreign FDI, no. And the environment clearance, no. So the right answer is the question number 28, A option, that is the buying and selling of the mutual funds. This is the right answer, that is the execution only platforms. So such type of small terms you should remember from the economy. They are actually asking regarding this. They have asked the S4A, which was related with the RBI, that is the restructuring of the assets. So such type of small things they are actually asking from the current affairs itself regarding the economy. Now next question, consider the following statements with reference to India's strategic petroleum reserve. So the salt cavern based storage facilities for petroleum reserves are better as compared to the rock cavern based reserve, and this was in the news recently. So definitely the salt cavern based petroleum reserve facilities are so much better than this rock cavern statement. Second, the salt cavern are naturally well sealed and have low oil absorbency. So this is also the right, and this is the reason because of which they are the better than this rock cavern. So both the statements are the right one, and statement second is actually explaining the statement one. So that's why the answer for the question number 29 is the A option, that the both statements are the correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation for the statement 1. Okay, now the next question, in the context of the economy, the Goldilocks scenario is refers to an economy with high inflation and contracting gross domestic product. So this is not the Goldilocks scenario. An economy with low inflation and contracting GDP. So this is not the right answer. An economy with steady economic growth and moderate inflation. So this is a enhancing economy, especially India actually transforming its economy through this phase. That is we have the moderate inflation earlier or presently there are the somewhat inflationary trend, but definitely we are trying to reach the what that the inflation between the 2 to 6%. Okay, so moderate inflation and economy with the stagnant economic growth, no. So the right answer for the question number 30 is the C option, and our organization like the RBI, even the monetary policy committees are trying to achieve the steady economic growth as well as the steady inflationary trend, which is so much beneficial for the national development. So the next question, question number 31, with reference to the state advised prices, SAP state advised prices, consider the following statements. It is the price set up by the state government at a price higher than the fair and remunerative price. So this is the right statement. So this is the price actually set by the state government, which is actually higher than the fair and remunerative price. So this higher need to be marked, this state government need to be marked, and this fair and remunerative price. So first statement is the right one. They are determined on the recommendation of the Commission for the Agriculture Cost and Prices, that is a CACP. So we knows about the CACP. It is a so much important topic for the UPSC preliminary. So this is actually the wrong statement. CACP recommended the MSPs. It recommended the MSPs as well as fair and remunerative prices, but state government gives the SAP, that is the state advised prices. Okay, so from its keyword itself we can correlate state advised prices, and this is the wrong statement. It is not based on its recommendation. So it is legally binding on sugar mills to provide SAP under the provision of the Sugar and the Control Order 1966. So this is the wrong statement. So these are not the legally binding prices. State recommends, but these are not the legally binding. It is not directly statutory, and this is actually the demand of what agriculture organizations. The protest actually happened earlier on the borders of the Punjab and the this Delhi regarding what giving the statutory status to the MSP formula which was given earlier by the Honorable MS Swaminathan Committee. MS Swaminathan Committee, that MSP formula. So this you should know about the MS Swaminathan MSP formulas, what is its difference, and what is the actual formula utilized by the government and the CSEB recommendation. So the two statements are the wrong one. First statement is the right, that is a only one. Question number 31, A, only one statement is a right one. Then the question number 32, with reference to the first loss default guarantee in case of financial institutions, consider the following statements. Question number 32. So it is a guarantee provided by a third party. It is a guarantee provided by a third party to compensate lenders in case of borrower default. So definitely loss default guarantee, FLDG, is the guarantee given by the third party in case of borrower's default. So first statement is the right one. The total amount of default loss, there is a total amount of default loss cover on any outstanding portfolio shall not exceed the 5% of the amount of that loan portfolio. So this is also the right statement. So both the statements from the above, that is a and first and second, are the right one. Next question, with reference to the external benchmarks lending rate, EBLR. So this was in the news and it is continuously in the news that multiple banks utilize this as the, or every bank utilizes this for the lending purpose. So this is a benchmark rate. Earlier banks used to give the used to give the loan to their beneficiaries, especially the known persons, at a discounted rate. So that's why the RBI put certain restrictions below which you cannot actually give the your loan to any person. So let's move to the first statement. So they are asking the correct statements from the above. So the first statement, banks cannot offer. So this is the new criteria, that banks cannot offer to customers at lower rates than the EBLR, and this is true. Earlier bank used to do this. Now there is a restriction put by the RBI itself, and now the bank have the compulsion to give at a particular rate from above. Okay, the second statement, bank needs to reset the interest rates under the EBLR once every 3 months. So this time period is so much essential. You should remember, definitely bank have to reset their interest rates according to the EBLR after every 3 months. It is compulsion on the banks. So this is also true. The next statement, under this the banks can use repo rates to determine the interest rates, and this is also the true. All the three statements from the above regarding the EBLR is the right one. That's why the correct option is option number C. That is all the three statements are the right one. The bank is a compulsion on every bank. Now they cannot actually differentiate the persons on the basis of their relations. So this is nothing but what they created a level playing field for assigning a particular loan to the individual borrower. So now let's move to the 34 question. Sorry, 33. So 33 is over. 34. Okay. Consider the following statements with reference to the duty-free, quota-free schemes of the World Trade Organization. So these schemes is also, you need to be remember, that is a duty-free, quota-free. They can ask directly question on this statement itself, that duty-free and the quota-free is related to with which of the following organization. So this can be the another question. So this duty-free, quota-free scheme is related with the World Trade Organization. Okay. So what they are asking the correct statement from the above. So the first statement, it allows the least developed countries, that is LDCs we call least developed countries, to export their products to developed countries without facing import duties or restrictions on the quantity of goods they can sell. So we know within the WTO organization uh, that developed nations as well as the developing nations give certain concessions to the LDCs, that the least developed countries which are somewhat poor as compared to the other nations for their developmental purpose, and that's why these quotas which are actually assigned or which can implemented by the particular nation over the other, that quota is actually removed. They give the concession, they give the certain benefits this country for their developmental purpose. So that's why the 34 statement number 1 is the right statement. Definitely they can give the certain concession to the LDCs. So second statement, India not extended preferential market access to any country under the duty free quota free schemes, and this is a very much what we can say the extreme statement. This is very much a extreme statement. How we can say India is such a country which is actually giving concessions to multiple nations. We are called as a leader of the third world nations. Even the G77 grouping we are leading in the WTO. So we are actually working for the benefits of these LDCs. We are acting as a voice of these LDCs. So we actually given the multiple nations this preferential treatments. That's why this second statement is a wrong one. So best option is the option number A, that is the one only is the correct answer. 35, according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. PM Schools for Rising India, that is a PM Shri. So this full form you should actually know, that Schools for Rising India. So they can ask this PM Shri scheme is directly related with. So the option can be the one of the option, that is the education. So this you should know that PM Shri scheme is related with this scheme is related with the education. So the PM Shri scheme are delivering quality teaching. So it is talking about the quality teaching and nurturing holistic and well-rounded individuals. So definitely this is related with the teaching or the education purpose for the development of the individual student. Okay, the next statement, the Skill India mission, which is so much important for our developmental purpose, has saved a 1.4 crore. Again, there is a number, you should mark the number, that 1.4 crore youth upskilled, reskilled, and 54 lakh youth established 3,000 new ITIs. So this is the statement which is actually given in the correct also. So both the statements from the above are correct. Skill India missions is enhancing our capacities. So for the development of Vikasit Bharat by 2047, which is our prime aim. So now the next question, question number 36. Consider the following statement with reference to the One Future Alliance. So another a particular alliance is actually asked, such type of alliances or tripartite groups or multi-party groups which came into the newspapers or the current events, so that you should know who are the parties of this group, which organization it is promoting, India is member or not. So such type of facts you should know for your prelims, as well as it is a part of our preparation. So One Future Alliance, it was introduced as a part of, so it is a part of Digital Public Infrastructure Partnership launched by India. So it is a part of this Digital Public Infrastructure Partnership launched by India. So this India is also, they can change the nation name, that is a Digital Partnership Public Infrastructure Partnership launched by USA as this one. So this is the correct statement, and you should know this, it is a part of this one. So they can say it is not a part of this one. So One Future Alliance is a part of this one. Second statement, it aims to make use the current open source customizable stacks for the development of digital solutions, and we know India is actually promoting such type of open source code platforms for the benefits of the other nations. Even during the time of the COVID, we actually promoted such type of platforms for the tracking as well as the developmental of the vaccines also. So both the statements from the above are the correct one. So right option will be the option number C. Both 1 and 2 are the correct option. So let's move to the next question. Question number 37. The United Arab Emirates is the largest foreign investor within India. So this is the wrong statement. UAE is not the largest, that is the Singapore. Singapore is the largest foreign investor within the India. So you should know the first 3 investors within the India. So what is preparation here is you should know the first 3 investors within India. With that, you should know about regarding our export destinations. Then second, our import destinations, first 3 import destinations. Then our FDI destinations, first 3 FDI destinations. So these first 3 you should remember their names. Okay, so first statement is the wrong one. So directly we can arrive at the answer, but let's analyze the second statement. India and the UAE have signed the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, that is the CEPA, and it is the right statement. So there are the multiple types of economic agreements between the 2 nations for the promotion of the trade and the development. So this agreement like the preferential trade agreement, that is a PTA, then the free trade agreement, then comprehensive economic partnership agreement, that is a SECA also there, and then economic union, custom union. So these are the certain terminologies you should know regarding this. Okay, the trade agreements between the nation. The best is the ASEAN as well as the EU and the ASEAN. So all the other organization trying to reach the level they have achieved. So that's why the first statement is the wrong one, second statement is the right one. So option number D is the right answer. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 38. So according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. The government is equally focused on a more comprehensive GDP, that is governance, development and perception. So this is the right statement, that GDP is meaning the governance, development and perception, and this is the aim of our Honorable Prime Minister as well, that we are trying to achieve the maximum governance through the minimum government, so the enhancing to the red carpet rather than red tapeism. So second statement, so first statement is the right one. Second statement, government has provided transparent, accountable, people-centric and minimum government, maximum governance approach. So definitely this is the highlighting line by the Honorable Prime Minister, that is the minimum government, maximum governance. So for the 38, both the statements from the above are the right one. So let's move to the next question. Question number 39. With reference to special and differential treatment. So again they can ask question on this, that is which organization is related with the such type of treatment, that is a special and differential treatment, or this term is associated with which organization. So this can be another question. Okay, so with reference to the special and differential treatment, World Trade Organizations, WTO, consider the following statements. It grants differential treatment based on the total gross domestic product value of a member country. So this is actually the wrong statement, that it is not based on the GDP of a particular nation. So it is based on the what? Per capita income. So per capita income is a better tool to analyze. Per capita income is a better tool to analyze the condition of any nation's economy. So it is not the GDP, it is a per capita income. That's why the first statement is a wrong one. That means all the 3 are the wrong one. Okay, next statement. it applies to all sectors of trade excluding the intellectual property. So this is also the wrong statement. This is actually it is applied to the what? Agriculture sector. Agriculture sector is the correct answer. So that means this is also the, so it is exclusively applicable to trade barriers imposed by the developed countries. So no, this is not. So this is applicable for all countries. Applicable for all countries. So that means all the three statements are the wrong one. So from which of the above is the correct one? That is a none is the right answer. Question number 39, D option, that is a none. And WTO related things you should know in a better manner. Why? Because UPSC asking question repeatedly on the WTO as an institution. So is it a part of the UN or not? Okay, the agreement on agriculture, agreement on services, then the Doha development agenda, okay, then the Doha round, okay, then the Bali related round, Bali conference, okay. So then multiple agreements like the TRIPS agreement, okay, then the compulsory licensing, C licensing. So these are the certain terms which are related with the WTO, then the dispute settlement mechanism, then the anti-dumping duty, safeguard mechanisms which are provided. So all these are the certain things which are related with the WTO, and you should remember everything in a detailed manner. Why? Because UPSC asking the question on these things repeatedly within the prelims. So WTO need to be prepared thoroughly. Not only the WTO related organization as well, its precursor as well as the successor institutions. Okay. So now let's move to the next question. Question number 40. They are asking the match the pairs which are, they are asking the what? Which pairs are correctly matched. So eKumbh portal provides engineering books on portal in 12 scheduled Indian languages. So definitely the eKumbh portal is actually giving the this facility to every individual. Okay, the first is the right one. Utprerak, that is a grant no objection certificate for the veterinary drugs and vaccine certificates. So this is actually the wrong one. Then the Nandi portal vaccine cattle to control foot and mouth diseases and the brucellosis. This is also the wrong one. So these two are the wrong one. This Utprerak is related to Ministry of Power for adoption and energy efficient technologies. For adoption of energy efficient technology. So this Utprerak is related with this one, and this Nandi portal for streamlining the regulatory approval process for veterinary products. So this is related with the veterinary products. So Nandi portal is related with the approval of the veterinary products, and whereas the Utprerak is related with the power ministry. So energy efficient technology. So both this two is the wrongly matched. So correct answer, that is only one pair is the correctly matched. So these portals are in the news, that current affairs related questions you should actually know at least what is related with within one line. Okay, now the question number 41. So with reference to the time of day electricity tariff policy, consider the following statements. So it is implemented to reduce the consumption of electricity during the peak hours. So this is actually the Wrong statement, it is a reduction in the tariff during peak hours. Okay, it's the reduction in the tariff. So first is a wrong statement. It will only be applicable for commercial and industrial consumers having a maximum demand of 10 kilowatt. So this is the right statement. Okay, so presently regulations in India prohibits differential rates for the electricity for all types of consumer categories. So it is a flat rate system we are actually following. So this is nothing but what? It is a flat rate system we are actually following, but some changes is actually applicable from the 1st of April 2024. So these changes, you should know what are the changes are going to happen. So that means from the above only the two statements are the correct one. Okay, the second and the third. So right option will be the B, that is only 2. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 42. Which one of the following best describes the term growth recession? So again, economy related question on the particular terminology. Growth recession, a period of economic decline characterized by the negative GDP growth rate. So it is not a growth recession, a period of economic growth followed by a short-term recession. No, a economic phenomena where the economy is performing below its potential. It is a growth recession. The economy is having the higher potential, but because of certain constraint or reasons, it is not performing up to the mark. Best example, in the earlier time we can say India was not performing up to the mark because of the red tapeism which was actually present within the Indian economy as well as in the governance system. So this growth recession is also applicable for the India in the earlier period, so which was not up to its potential. So question number 42, option number C is the right option. So that means growth recession, this technically it is not a recession. Technically, okay, technically not a recession. So question number 43, consider the following statements with reference to the difference between battery electricity vehicle and the fuel electricity vehicle. So there is a difference between the battery electricity vehicle and the fuel electricity vehicles. Okay, so battery electricity vehicles run entirely on battery powered electric drive train, while for this fuel cell electricity vehicles produce electricity powered by hydrogen. So no, there are the hybrid system also. This is not directly the true answer. Okay, then the second, unlike battery electric vehicles, fuel cell electric vehicles have a very limited driving range. Yes, it is true. The government, because the further innovation is yet to happen, so this is a right statement. The government of India offers tax concession on both. So definitely we are promoting the e-technologies, e-vehicles, and that's why we are giving the certain tax benefits for the adoption of these type of vehicles for the reduction of our pollution and achievement of our Paris Agreement. So that's why government is giving the tax concession. So these two statements are the right one, that is the second and the third. So the answer will be the only 2, B option. Question number 44. Which of the following statements are true regarding the liberalized remittances scheme? So again there is a question on the screen. LRS, it is applicable for individuals only and not companies. So this is a true statement. It is applicable for the individuals and not a company. It is applicable for both current and capital account. So yes, it is also true. Foreign exchange trading is not permitted in this scheme. So this need to be marked. So this is also the true. That is the question number 44. All the statements from the above are the true one. So this is available for the all residents within the nation, including the minor. Okay, so all the 3 statements from the above, how much we can remit, that is a 2.5 lakh USD 2.5 lakh per financial year. This is a somewhat in some information regarding the liberalized remittances scheme. So all the three statements from the above are the correct one. Let's move to the next question. Question number 45. Consider the following statements regarding the various small saving scheme offered by the government of India. The money collected goes into the National Small Saving Fund NSSF under the public account of India. So yes, definitely the small saving schemes actually went into the public account of India, and UPSC asked question on this. So you should remember the small saving fund is actually goes to the public account of India, not directly. So what they can actually make to make this statement incorrect, that is the consolidated fund of India or the contingency fund of India rather than the public account of India. Okay, so you should remember. The next statement, the interest rate on these schemes have been linked with the government securities of similar maturities. So yes, it is also the true statement. The small saving fund is used to lend money to Government of India and other government agencies like the FCI and the National Highway Authority of India. So definitely this small saving fund, small saving schemes fund we are utilizing for the promotion of our developmental activities through this corporation and the National Highway Authority. Okay, so all the three statements from the above are the right one. So the correct answer is the C option. Next question, question number 46. The term under recovery is seen in the news is related to the which of the following? Okay, so government spending more on the subsidies than the budgeted amount? No. So loss of oil marketing companies in providing fuel at cheaper rate to the public, and this is the correct answer for this, that under recovery, that loss of oil marketing companies. Why? Because they are providing the fuel at a cheaper rate than to the public. They are facing the loss. The government giving exemptions on certain type of taxes, central government getting. So these are the wrong answers. So correct is a B option. Now the 47. According to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding the major elements of economic management. So the digital public infrastructure, a new factor of production in the 21st century, is instrumental in formalization of economy, and definitely the digitization of economy is our prime goal, and we are trying to achieve it through the multiple reforms, especially the promotion of this e-transactions or e-taxation system. So first statement is the right one. Now the second statement, strengthening of the financial sector has helped in making savings, credit and investment more efficient. So definitely we are trying to achieve the greater efficiency through the red carpet and the Sevottam like reforms. So definitely the second statement is also the right one. And the GIFT, cities GIFT, international financial system, okay, and the unified regulatory authority IFSCA are creating a robust gateway. It is a gateway for what? Global capital and financial services for the economy. So definitely through this institutional development, we are trying to attract the international investment for our national development. Okay, and this type of institution we are actually trying to promote in the cities like the Gujarat. In the states like the Gujarat. Okay. Then the next statement, goods and services tax has enabled one nation, one market, one tax system, and tax reforms had led to the deepening and widening of the tax base, and this is one of the reform which was suggested earlier to the multiple committees as well. We are trying to achieve the one nation, one tax system. This cascading effects and the tax evasion like the initiatives actually removed through the promotion of GST like the reforms, and we are trying to unify in our national market. So through the simplification. So all the four statements are related with the good governance approach. That's why the option number D is the correct answer. So now let's move to the next question. Question number 48. The grants in aid given by the central government to the state governments and local bodies for creation of capital assets are classified in the union budget under. So This is the, so this grants in aid directly is classified under the revenue expenditure. So you should know what is the revenue expenditure, what is the capital expenditure, when it is actually differentiated, then which commodities or which things comes under this both the terms, and what is the government role. Okay, so this capital expenditure, revenue expenditure you should know. Okay, then the question number 49. According to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. PM Awas Yojana Gramin is close to achieving the target of 30 crore houses, and 2 crore more houses will be taken up in the next 5 years. This is the actually not the 30 crore houses, this is just a 3 crore houses, but not just 3 crore houses, it is too large number where the government trying to achieve. So that's why whenever the any number, any figure is actually mentioned within a particular statement, that figure you should mark and then think over it, is it a right figure or wrong. So it is a 30, it is a 3, not the 30. So the first statement is a wrong one. Then the second statement, through the rooftop solarization, 1 crore households will be enabled to obtain up to the 500 units free electricity every month. So again there is a number mentioned within a statement, and this number is actually the wrong one. This is not a 500 units, this is a 300 units electricity. That's why this statement is the wrong one. Both the statements are the wrong one. That's why the answer will be neither 1 nor 2. Okay, the question number 49, D option is the right one. So next move to the next question. With reference to the protection of plant varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001, consider the following statements. So it was enacted as a part of India obligation towards the trade related aspects of intellectual property right, that is the TRIPS agreement. So this TRIPS agreement was in the news, and the UPSC asked question on these TRIPS. And again I said, as I said earlier, there are the certain agreements which are formulated under the WTO institutions that you should know. So this is under the WTO, and this is a right statement. So next, it is a intellectual property rights legislation for both breeders and the farmers maintaining the traditional land races. So this is also the true statement. Next, unlike the Patent Act, it can be used to protect the plant varieties. So all the statements from the above are the right one. That's why the correct answer is the answer number C option, that is all the 3. So this TRIPS agreement, WTO related agreements and the other mechanism you should know, and where it is actually applicable. Okay, so next move to the next question, question number 51. With reference to the Social Trailblazer program, consider the following. So it aims to boost the social entrepreneurship ecosystem to nurture early stage entrepreneurship. So this is a program which was started by the Ministry of Skill Development. So from this we can say that yes, it aims to boost the the social entrepreneurship ecosystem to nurture the early stage entrepreneurs. So this is a right statement. So all startups in India are eligible under the program. No, whenever there are the extreme statement, you should mark the extreme words, that where it is said that all startups in India are eligible under the program. So this is a wrong statement. Not all the startups, only startups having intention to solve the India's social challenges. So which startups are covered? Only that startups which having intentions to solve India's social problems. Okay, that means second statement is the wrong one. It offers a financial award in the form of equity funding. So definitely it is a type of motivation for these institutions to work for the social welfare. So that's why the first and the third statement are the right one. That means only 2 statements from the above are the right. So question number 51, answer B option, only 2. So let's move to the question number 52. So which one of the following best describes the term greedflation? So this is a greed is a keyword. So inflation driven by an increase in the corporate profits. So increase in the corporate profits rather than the wage price spiral. So definitely, so this is the right answer actually. So coexistence of inflation in all sectors at the same time. No. Inflation driven by the high demand luxury goods. Inflation due to the expansion. No. So because of the greed. So this greed reflects this profit by the corporate sectors. So that's why this greed reflected increase in the prices of goods and the services. So that's why the question number 52 answer will be the A option. Now the question number 53. So according to interim budget, consider the following options. How many oil seeds given above are mentioned in the Atmanirbhar oil seeds Abhiyan? So it is one of the important thing for the our prelim preparation, and you should remember there are the 5 oil seeds. There are the 5 oil seeds which are mentioned, and that you should know. So it was not a castor, it was not an almond, but definitely a mustard and the groundnut. So option is the only 2 from the above are the right one, but the other 3 oil seeds are one is the sesame. One is a sesame. The second oil seed is a groundnut and the mustard is mentioned. Then the soybean. Then third is the sunflower. So these are the 5 oil seeds which are mentioned within the our Atmanirbhar oil seeds Abhiyan program. From these are the 3S. That is the sesame, sunflower and the soybean. Then the mustard and the groundnut. So you should remember all these 5. So let's move to the next question. Question number 54. According to the interim budget 2024, the following statements regarding the dairy production. Okay, the first statement is India is a second largest. So again, this number you should mark. India is a second largest milk producer in the world after USA. Okay, oh, is it a right statement or not? So it is a wrong statement. India is the largest producer of the milk. Okay, so that's why this statement is not the correct one. Okay, the first statement is a wrong one. Then the second, India has low productivity of the milk animals, and this is true. In terms of productivity, we are lacking on the multiple fronts, even with compared to the USA as well as the our China. So this is a wrong this is a right statement. Then the next, Rashtriya Gokul Mission. So this was in the news. Rashtriya Gokul missions, especially for our indigenous breeds, which are so much resistant to the multiple diseases, as well as they are so much they gives the good amount of milk and the other related products. Okay, so develop foreign breeds. No, so this is not for the foreign breeds. It's the Rashtriya Gokul. Gokul, that means it is for the development of the indigenous breeds. Indigenous breeds of cattle in a scientific manner is a success. So this is a wrong statement. That means only one statement from the above is a right statement. Okay, that is our productivity is a low one. Okay, so India, and this is, you should remember, India is the largest producer of the milk, not the second largest producer. Okay, and this is one of the reason for not accepting our the this RCEP. So there was oppose from the Indian milk producing community, okay, that because of our sanitary and the phytosanitary, because of the sanitary and the phytosanitary measures, especially competition from the New Zealand and the Australia. So we are somewhat Australia, we are somewhat lacking in the dairy related products. Australia, compared to the Australia, we are somewhat lagging in the dairy related products development and its production marketing. That's why this milk producing community actually opposed the signing of the RCEP, and that you should remember. Okay, so India is not a part of the RCEP. Only the 15 members are the part of it, which was signed during the time of the COVID itself. So which was one of the victory is considered in the international relations from the China's point of view. Okay, then question number 55. According to the interim budget, 2024, consider the following statements. Lakpati Didi means prosperous sisters. So this is definitely from the word itself we can say it is a right statement. Under the schemes, women will be provided skill training. So definitely for their empowerment purpose, we are going to provide them a skill training. Okay, so it is being implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development. So again, the ministry has come. Okay, and you should mark the ministry, but here the ministry is itself a Ministry of Rural Development. So that's why this is a right statement. Okay, so under these schemes, 83 lakh self-help groups with 9 crore women. So 83 need to be marked. Again, the 9 crore women need to be marked are transforming the rural socio-economic landscapes with empowerment and self-reliance. So definitely this is also the true statements. So all the statements related this are proven. So that's why the correct option is all the 4 statements are the right one. So what was our aim? That this through the skilling of these women, they should earn income of 1 lakh rupees. They should earn income of 1 lakh rupees per year per household. 1 lakh rupees per year per household. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Consider the following revenue received under the budget. So the first, grants in aid from the foreign countries, then second, custom duties, and third, fees and fines. So how many of the above come in the category of non-tax revenue received of the government of India? So non-tax revenue received is just a fines and this, the custom duties and this grants in aid. Okay, so these are the capital. This is a tax duty and this is a not the revenue received, this is a capital receipt. So grants in aid, this is a capital receipts and this is a tax revenue received. That's why only one is the right answer. So 57, the advance authorization scheme, sometimes seen in the news, is associated with which of the following? So the A, that is the establishment of generic medicine stores. That is the advance authorization. It is not related to the generic medicines, so it is the wrong option. Leasing of the lignite mines, no. So licensing for opium cultivation, so no. So reduction in the cost of production for exporters. So the advance authorization scheme, definitely it is giving so it is a reduction in the cost of production for the exporters. So it is we are allowing the duty free. We are allowing the duty free import of input. Duty free import of input which are physically incorporated in the export product. Which are physically incorporated in export product. Okay, so duty free import of a certain goods which are directly utilized in the export product, and that is the reduction in the cost of production for exporters. So this is the advance authorization scheme. For what is the purpose of this? Definitely for making the competitiveness of Indian export. Especially we are competing with the cheap goods from the China itself. So that's why we are giving certain benefits to our entrepreneurs and the developers. So now the question number 58, with reference to the off-budget borrowings. Consider the following statements. The first, it refers to the borrowings made by the central public sector enterprises on behalf of the union government, and this is the right statement. So it is mentioned they are counted as a part of fiscal deficit. So this is actually a wrong statement. Why? Because it is not mentioned within the budget. It is not mentioned, so that's why it is a wrong statement. The interest accrued on these are paid entirely paid entirely. So this extreme word need to be marked, paid entirely from the government budget. Yes, it reduces the parliamentary control over the executive in financial matters. So this is also the true one. So from the above, there are the three statements are the right one. So only 3 is the right answer. Option number C, question number 58. Now the question number 59. 59. The budget in India is based on the principle of annuity. That is, the parliament grants money to the government of India for one financial year, which starts from the today itself. Okay, that is 1st April, that is the 31st March to the 1st. Okay, sorry, 1st April to the 31st March. Okay, if the granted money for a particular service is lapsable and is not spent by the end of the financial year, then what happens? Okay, and similar question is actually asked by the UPSC regarding the MPLAD fund. Okay, so let's move at the first option. Then the balance for that particular service expires and returns to the public account of India. So this actually wrong one. It is not a public account of India where the money actually returned, because money is sanctioned from the government, money is sanctioned by the parliament from the consolidated fund of India. Okay, so then the balance for that particular service expires and returns to the consolidated fund of India, and this will be the right answer. Why? Because the parliament approved the budget for the government for one financial year to the Financial Act and the Appropriation Act after formulation from the consolidated fund of India. Okay, then this third and fourth statement are the wrong one. Okay, so this 59, you should remember that whenever government passes a budget through the parliament, that time parliament gives the rupees to the government for expenditure purpose from the consolidated fund of India. This CFI you should remember. So 60. According to the Interim Budget 2024, consider the following statements. So, statement number 1, a new scheme will be launched for strengthening deep technologies for defense purpose as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. Atmanirbharta contributes to the Make in India initiative by encouraging indigenous production and innovation. So, from the logic and the common sense itself, we can say both the statements are the right ones. Through the Atmanirbhar Bharat program, we are trying to promote the indigenization to reduce our import, to reduce our dependency on the other nations, especially in the defense sector, which is somewhat lagging from the last many years. So that's why we are promoting the indigenization, and currently through the LCA Tejas, we are not achieving the indigenization, we are exporting our defense equipments also. So that's why from the logic itself, we can say both the statements are the right one, and the second statement makes a best explanation of the first one. That's why the option number A is the right answer. Why does, question number 61, why does the Reserve Bank of India prefer to target retail inflation over the wholesale inflation? First statement, the wholesale price index is dominated by the prices of manufactured goods. So definitely this is actually the true statement. So you should remember, or you should actually search about it, that what are the quantities within the WPI, what are the quantities in the CPI, who releases the WPI, who releases the CPI, which commodity or the having the highest preference, what is in the second number, what is in the third number. So first statement is the right one. Then the second, unlike the consumer price index, that is the CPI, WPI does not capture change in the prices of services. So definitely, so services, and the UPSC asked the question on the same line, that services are included within the CPI but not in the WPI, wholesale price index, having the manufactured goods having the greater priority, and also the number of goods within the basket of CPI and the WPI, that you should also know. Then the third statement, wholesale inflation does not generally reflect the price movements in all wholesale markets. So definitely it is true. The wholesale inflation rate is often subject to the large revisions. So all the statements from the above are correct. So that's why this RBI prefers to target the retail inflation over the wholesale inflation, and in the past RBI changed the utilization of this CPI combined from the WPI. Now the question number 62 with reference to the urea gold. So earlier UPSC asked the question based on the neem coated urea. So this is also the one of the important topic, urea. So consider the following statements. It is a variety of urea developed to address the deficiency of sulfur in the soil. So deficiency of what? Sulfur, you should remember, and this is a right statement. That's why the urea gold is actually utilized. It facilitates greater intake of nitrogen by the crops. So it is also true. It includes humic acid, that extends its lifespan as a fertilizer. So definitely from above all the three statements are the positive one, and gold urea, that is the urea gold, is actually started for this purpose. So that's why from the general logic, common sense, we can say all the three statements are the right one. So option number C, question number 62 is the right option. Question number 63, according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding the aviation sector. So question on the aviation sector, which is so much important, and in the news also, only Indian carriers can participate in the international UDAN, that is the Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, UDAN schemes, which was so much important, and this is only need to be marked, and this statement is a wrong statement actually. That is the carriers selected for the purpose, they can participate. Not only Indian carrier can participate in the international UDAN scheme, carriers selected for the purpose can participate in this one. Only central government will provide the financial support to the UDAN scheme. This only again need to be marked, not the central government, plus the state government also gives the some amount of support for this one. That's why this second statement is also the wrong one. Now the third statement, the aviation sector has been galvanized in the past 10 years, and this is true. We know the growth achieved by the aviation sector in the last 10 years, even after, especially after the implementation of this Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, that is the UDAN scheme. So that's why this is the right statement. Number of airports tripled in the past 10 years, and we can say this is also the right statement, that number of airports for the promotion of aviation, transport and the travel, we are actually, and also reduced our what, the freight as well as the prices of for the passenger. So that's why the question this third and the fourth statement is a right statement. So only two from the above statements are the correct one. Let's move to the next question. Question number 64. With reference to the full reserve banking, consider the following statements. So under it, banks are only permitted to lend money that they receive as time deposits and not demand deposits. So this is true. Okay. So it can reduce the availability and affordability of credit in the economy. So both the statements from the above are true. That's why the question number 64, option number C is the right. Next, question number 65. Consider the following statement marked as a assertion A and reasoning. Okay, so deficit financing of government promotes intergeneration transfer of current debt. Okay. And reason, more borrowings now means higher rate of taxes in future. So definitely more borrowings, that creates a burden on the future for its repayment. So that's why it is said that the borrowing should be limited, and it is according to the FRBM Act, certain restriction actually put on the government from the borrowing clause. So both the statements are the right one, and the second statement provides a explanation for the first one. That's why the option number A is the right answer for question number 65. Consider the following statements. 1. Metro and Namo Bharat is mainly come under the Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry. So it is a true statement. That ministry, you should know, this Metro and the Union Bharat are the things which come under the Union Housing and the Urban Affairs Ministry. Second statement, India's first semi high speed regional rail service is originally called Regional Rapid Transit System, RRTS, and this we know. We actually read about it, that the Regional Rapid Transit System has been renamed as a Namo Bharat. So this rename, that is a Regional Rapid Transit System, is renamed as a Namo Bharat. So this new name you should know, and it is true. That is a Metro and Namo Bharat will be supported in large cities, focusing on transit oriented development, and definitely this is also the true statements. Okay, so how many of the above given statements are correct with reference to the Metro and the Namo Bharat? So all the three statements are the true one. So you should know about the transportation of India. So the questions are coming on this is related to the human geography related part. Earlier there was a question only majorly on the physical geography, but now the trend is actually changing. They are asking the question on the human geography, they are asking the question on the resources, they are asking the question on the transportation, and the more questions on the agriculture related part, crops and the cropping system. So industries, so this you should know the amount of national highways, amount of the state highways, district roads, and the rural and the gram roads, so their number. So the traffic system, traffic, that is national highway, just a less than 2% of the total, but traffic is the 40% traffic almost on this national highway. And these figures you should know, this transport, as well as the you should know about the crops regarding the agriculture, cropping system, crops, the requirement of the temperature, then the amount of rainfall, and the requirement of the soil type, soil system. All these things you should know regarding the human geography. So for this 66, answer is the option number C. Then the question number 67, with reference to the finger minute record, finger image record, FMR, FIR modality, consider the following statements. So it is used to check the liveliness of a fingerprint, during the Aadhaar authentication process. So this is true. It is developed by the Technology Development Board under the Department of Science and Technology. So this is actually wrong. There is a separate entity we have created for the Aadhaar, that is the UIDAI, and we all know about this entity and the Aadhaar related other things. The Nandan Nilekani sir is actually one of the exponent and the prime person regarding the development of this technology. So that's why only the first statement is the right one, second statement is the wrong one. So this new technology and the authentication we are actually trying to promote for the what Aadhaar enabled payment system. So this gateway we have actually created. So that's why the question number 67, option number A is the right answer. Now the question number 68, according to Interim Budget 2024, consider the following statements with reference to the green energy's net zero commitment. So statement 1, there is a coal gasification and liquefaction capacity of 100 metric ton will be set up by the 2040. So again, these numbers need to be marked carefully and analyze it. So is it the 2040? So we know majorly regarding this technology, our aim is the 2030, which is also the Paris Agreement achievements aim, the deadline. So that's why the major aims related to 2030. So this 2040 is a wrong. So first statement is a wrong one. Directly we can come to the answer. So second statement, financial assistance will be provided for procurement of biomass aggregation machinery to support the collection. So second statement is a right one. Definitely this financial assistance is provided. So first statement is a wrong, incorrect. Second statement is a right. So option number D is the correct option for this one. So this green energy net zero commitment, you should know our commitment to the Paris Agreement, then the recently happened G20 summits, then what are the commitments or the agreements signed within the G20, and the multiple cities we have choose for the G20 development and the multiple meetings. So that you should know major agreements, anything new we have introduced within the G20, and this environment related our agreements. Okay, even our targets of the solar energy. Okay, that things you should know. So now the question number 69, that is with reference to group of 20. So this is again the question on the G20. So this organization you should know, that is the international organization like the what? BIMSTEC, SAARC. These are the some important organization. Then the IMF, World Bank, the economic organization. Then the SCO, the new members added. Then the BRICS, new members added. So these are the organization which are in the news and new members are added within this organization that you should know. Okay. Then the RCEP, then the ASEAN plus 6, ASEAN plus 8. Okay. So regarding the G20, consider the following statements. The finance track is headed by. So there is a mechanism within the G20 where the central bank governors of member countries who usually meet 4 times a year. Again, there is a central bank governors and they meet 4 times a year, and this is the right statement. Okay, the finance track is headed by the central bank governors of member countries who usually meet 4 times a year. Okay, the Sherpa track is headed by the personal emissaries of the head of governments of the member countries, and every time we actually chooses our Sherpa and that represent our nation or the particular nation in the G20 platform. So that Sherpa track is a special arrangement within the G20. Okay, now the third statement, the engagement groups are the unofficial track of the G20 that drafts recommendations to the G20 leaders on policy matters. So definitely this is also the true statement. So regarding the G20, which is actually happened in the past in the 2023 November, in the end of the 2023 within the India in Delhi, that is a Bharat Mandapam. So that all the things regarding the G20 you should remember, because question can come on the G20 within the prelims. Okay, now the next question number 70. So according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. Viability gap funding will be provided for harnessing offshore wind energy potential for initial capacity of 1 gigawatt. So this statement is the right one. Phased mandatory blending of compressed biogas, that is a CBG, in compressed natural gas for transport and piped natural gas PNG for domestic purposes will be mandated. So both the statements are the right one. This viability gap funding. So these are the viable projects. These are nothing but what? These are the viable projects and which are having somewhat insufficient in the finance. These are the viable projects insufficient in the finance, and if certain finance is provided to these projects, they can create a good developmental activity. So that's why we are giving the certain boost, certain role to these projects for their development purpose. So this viability gap funding. So this is the both the statements from the above are the correct one regarding the green energy. So option number C, that both 1 and 2 are the correct. Question number 70. Okay, now the question number 71. One of the following publishes the state of the food security and nutrition in the world, SOFI report. So they are asking this report, and this is Food and Agriculture Organization is the answer for this SOFI report, and it was many times throughout the year. SOFI report comes in the news when there is a agriculture crisis or the food crisis happens in any part of the world, when the famine happens, when the drought happens, okay, any flood happens. So sometimes and many a times this SOFI report comes within the news, especially even when the distress happening because of the war, when there was a crunch of the some cereals, okay, so through this Ukraine and the Russia. So that was also within the news. So now the question number 72. Consider the following statements. First, International Center for settlement of investment dispute, that is the ICSID, International Fund for Agricultural Development, Global Environmental Facility, African Development Banks, and the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. So India is a member. India is a member of how many of the above? So we should know that this is the organization within the World Bank, and where India is actually not a part of ICSID. As I said earlier, that you should know about the World Bank, its other institutions, related reports, and is India part of it or not. Okay, so this information you should know. India is a part of other 4 institutions of the World Bank, but India is not a part of this settlement of dispute like institution. Why? Because India prefers the utilization of Indian institution for the settlement of bilateral disputes. So that's why India is not a part of this one. Other than this, India is definitely a part of International Fund for Agriculture Development. India is also a part of Global Environment Facility. India is also part of the African Development Bank. Again, this is an institution that is a Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, that is a MIGA. This is also the one of the institution within the World Bank also. India is a part of it. So that's why all the other 4 institutions India is part. So that's why the option number C, that all 4, only 4 institutions, not the 5, are the India is part. So this information you should know, and you can you should make a note of this one, notes, 1 page notes for this information. So India is part of how many institutions, who are the members of this institution, any recent report published or any agreement signed between the members, and their founding years. So they can also ask the chronology. Okay. So the next question. Question number 73. According to the Interim Budget 2024, consider the following statements regarding biomanufacturing and the biofoundry. Okay, a new scheme will provide environment-friendly alternatives such as biodegradable polymers, bioplastics, biopharmaceuticals, and bio-agri inputs. And this is true that everything related to the bio, that we are moving towards this one, okay, which are somewhat degradable one, to reduce the pollution and to achieve the Paris Agreement goal. This scheme will also help in transforming today's consumptive manufacturing paradigm to one based on regenerative principle. So reduce, recycle, reuse, these are the 3 or the 4R principle, that is a circular economic principle we are utilizing. So that's why both the statements from the above are the correct one. Both 1 and 2 are the 73. Now the 74. Which of the following statements are correct with reference to the PM Daksh scheme? So again, particular scheme is asked, that is the PM Daksh scheme. So what is the PM Daksh? It is the upskilling, reskilling, and the entrepreneurship. It is what? Upskilling, reskilling, and entrepreneurship. Which was started in the 2021. Okay, so the statements: it provides stipend and wage compensation, that is the stipend as well as the wage compensation to beneficiaries during the training. So yes, it is true, it provides the financial aid. Okay, it aims to upgrading the skills of sanitation workers, including the waste pickers, manual scavengers, and the other many, right? Subjects are included within the schemes. They are also for the manual scavengers and others. Manual scavengers, others. So they are included. So the second statement is also true. Now the third statement: it is implemented by the MOSP, that is a Ministry of Social Justice and Employment. So majorly this is a social justice related schemes, and we can correlate this with the ministry's goal, ministry's role. So that's why this PM Daksh scheme, which is highlighting for the this upgradation of the lifestyle for this sanitation workers. So we can say this sanitation workers can be linked with the social justice ministry. So both above, all the 3 statements are the right one. So question number 74, option number C is the right answer. So next question number 75. Consider the following statements with reference to the relationship between economic growth and employment. Steady GDP growth will always, okay, So steady GDP growth will always is a keyword, always translate into high employment opportunities. So it is not the directly true, and it is not followed many a times. Okay, best example is India also. So we are facing what, we are having the high GDP growth, but we are facing a jobless growth. Our employment generation is not that much actually picked up as compared to our GDP rise. We are achieving the fifth largest economy, we are moving towards the fourth, third, but our unemployment rate is also increasing. So that's why this is not the completely true statements. Okay, in India, employment elasticity of growth has consistently increased after the 1991 reform. So this is actually the false one. So what is this? India's employment elasticity. So this is nothing but what? Employment generation. This is what? Employment generation for the rise of GDP by 1 unit. Okay, so it is employment generation for the rise of GDP by 1 unit, and continuously the opposition leaders and the multiple reports highlighting the India's unemployment rate. Even the World Bank and the IMF also talked about it. So this employment elasticity of growth has consistently increased. So again, this is a keywords which need to be marked. This always consistently increase, and this is a wrong statement. That means neither one, neither two, nor two, both the statements are the incorrect one. Okay, so next question number 76. Consider the following statements about the PM e-bus Seva scheme. Okay, though there are the multiple schemes within the budget as well as economic survey, and that you should know. So it aims to deploy e-buses in cities on the public-private partnership model, PPP model. Okay, and this is a right statement. The central government will provide subsidies. So definitely the central government is provide the subsidies to support the operation, and here there is no extreme statement. Okay, that only state government or only central government or provide the complete subsidy. So that's why this is a generalistic statement. It is wrong. So under the scheme, priority will be given to the cities not having organized bus services, and definitely PM e-bus Seva, we are trying to promote the transportation mechanism in such a cities which are not having the one of the good transport services for their. This can help for their development, connectivity, and governance. So all the three statements from the above are the right or the correct one regarding the e-bus Seva scheme. The objective of the Shreya scheme launched by the government of India is question number 77. Promoting institutional deliveries and maternal care. So it is not related to the institutional deliveries and maternal care. Providing free education to tribals. So it is also not regarding the free education. So it is a facilitating the skill development and employment opportunity. So definitely this is the right answer, that this Shreya scheme talks about the facility for the skill development and better employment opportunity generation for the youth. Okay, so it is not. So question number 77, option number C is the right answer. Question number 78. Consider the following statement with reference to the social bonds. Now the question is on the social bonds. So they are fixed income securities whose proceeds are earmarked to the finance social projects. So definitely, so it is a fixed income securities which are issued, and their generation are utilized for the social benefits, social projects development. So that's why the first statement is the right one. They are issued only, so need to mark only by the government and its institutions. No, this is wrong one. They are not issued by the government and institution only. They are issued by the anyone who could undertake some type of social sector developmental program. That is this can be started or issued by anyone which can actually participate in the social sector development. This is not related only to the government and its institution. That's why the second statement is the wrong one. So only first statement is the right one. Question number 79. So according to the interim budget 2024, consider the following statements. Statement 1, 75,000 crore. Okay, again there is a number 75,000 crore rupees as 50-year interest-free loan is proposed this year to support the Vikasit Bharat. Again, the Vikasit Bharat is so much important, and the forecast, that is the youth, then the farmer, that is women, and the rural, they are the important one. Okay, so statement 2, Vikasit Bharat initiative address challenges faced by the rural communities is focusing solely on the urban industrial growth. So this second statement is a wrong one. Okay, so that's why the first is correct, second is wrong. So option number C, 79 is the right. Question number 80. Consider the following statements with reference to the Indian currency. The Department of Currency Management of the Reserve Bank of India is responsible for designing the rupee notes. So Department of Currency Management. So this is true. And the rupee notes is so much recently, which was changed by the RBI. There was a controversy regarding the 2000 rupee notes. So this can be asked within the prelims, but the question can be formulated on different lines. Who are actually the authority to issue the rupee notes, the coins, 1 rupee note, who signed the 1 rupee notes, because 1 rupee notes is signed by the our finance secretary, not the RBI governor. Okay, and other rupee notes are signed by the or issued by the our RBI honorable governor. Okay, so that question can be on this line. So next statement, the RBI discontinued notes from the colonial period featuring King George VI from the 15th August 1947. So this is not directly the true, because this discontinuation happened in the 1950. That's why this is a statement is a wrong one. The image of Mahatma Gandhi first featured on the currency note in the 1950. So this is also, this year is not actually true. This is a 1969. Okay, so that means we can think that Mahatma Gandhi ji appeared on the rupee notes since the 1950 or after the independence. So no, we have the different images on the rupee notes. It changing from time to time. So because why there is a controversy ongoing on the image on the rupee notes. Okay, so that's why you should know the chronology. Okay, chronology ko samjhiye. So third statement is also the wrong one. So only the one statement is the right one. So question number 80, E option is the right answer. Now the question number 81, in the context of Mahila Samman Saving Certificate, which of the statement given below is correct? So savings can be done only in the name of girl child below the age of 10 years. No, there is no maximum deposit limit. So there is a limit. Every time government sets a limit, otherwise some illegal activities can happen. So this is also the wrong statement. Only public sector banks can operate Mahila Samman Saving Certificate. No, there are the private sector banks and many a district where the private sector banks are working in a so efficient manner. So that's why this statement is a extreme one. So a partial withdrawal definitely of funds can be done before the maturity of the scheme. So this is the right statement. Definitely for the development of the girl child, there is a partial withdrawal is allowed. Why? Because for the promotion of their education, even some withdrawal for the marriage purpose as well. So that's why this Mahila Samman Saving Certificate, option number D, that is a partial withdrawal is allowed. 82. With reference to the overnight index swap, consider the following statement. It is a contract in which two parties agrees to exchange the derivative over a specified period. So it is a true. Okay. So in India, it is commonly traded on the benchmark of Mumbai Interbank Offer Trade, that is a MIBOR. So in the London, that is a LIBOR. Here is a MIBOR, and both the statements are true regarding the overnight swap index. So therefore, question number 82, option number C, B, that is both 1 and 2 are the right option. Question number 83, the Union Budget 2023-24 aims to make India a global hub. So we have aim to make India a global hub. Everywhere we are trying to make India a global hub. For the Sri Anna, in this context, which of the following groups of crops contain only items referred to as a Sri Anna? So what is referred to as a Sri Anna? And this is an important question. They can ask directly this question within the prelims. So the best option is option number A, that is a Kodo, Prosco and the Foxtail. So this is Kodra. Kodo means Kodra. This is a Kodra. Then Prosco, this is a millet. So they can ask this question as well. Okay, so what is the meaning of this Kodo? That is a Kodra. Prosco is the millet and the Foxtail. Foxtail, that is a Kangi Chana. Okay, so option number A, 83. Option number A, Kodo, Prosco and the Foxtail. This is the right option. Okay, so we are trying to achieve the global hub, our Sri Anna. Kodo, Prosco and the Foxtail. Now the question number 84. 84, consider the following statement with reference to the Mera Bill, Mera Aadhar, Adhikar, Mera Bill, Mera Adhikar scheme. So it aims to bring a cultural and behavioral change in the general public to ask for a bill as their right. So definitely many times we actually use the payment without asking the bill, and we even do not check our actual bill, its credentials also. So this is a cultural and the behavioral change we need to be promoted. That is a, it is a need to ask. This is a what? Vigilant citizenship. So this is a keyword which can be utilized within the mains. Okay, so all businesses to customer, B2C, invoices issued by the GST registered suppliers to consumers will be eligible for the scheme. So this is the right statement. All businesses to customer, all B2C invoices are issued by the GST registered suppliers are eligible for the scheme. So it provides for what? Cash rewards. So this is so much important for the present generation. Cash rewards, prizes on the basis of monthly draw of lots as an incentive, and some are working for this one itself. Okay, best example, ongoing multiple applications, especially the sport application. Okay, so all the three statements from the above are the right one. Mera bill, Mera Adhikar. So definitely everyone should possess this Adhikar and utilize it. Okay, then the next 85. Consider the following statement with reference to the Coal India Limited. So much important public institutions, government, as government talking about continuously on the disinvestment. So Coal India Limited, so much important organizations within the government as a company. So it is a Maharatna company. Definitely you should know the who are the Maharatnas. At least Maharatna, Navratna, then the Mini Ratna, and the criteria for all these three one. Criteria for all these three, that you should know the criteria for qualifying for this status, and what is the benefits, that also you should know. What is the benefits for achieving this status in terms of what? Independence, that you should know. So definitely this Coal India Limited is a Maharatna company. It is the second largest coal producer in the world. No, it is not the second largest producer. It is the largest producer. That's why this statement is a wrong one. It has a monopoly. Over the coal mining and distribution in the company. So we know there are the multiple private sector agencies which are working in the coal exploration. So there can be a no monopoly on the coal extraction from the, especially we can say the Dharwad region, the coal, Archean period rock, the oldest rock. So that's why only one statement is the right one. So best option, question number 85, A. So 86, consider the following statements with reference to the incremental cash reserve ratio. So this incremental cash reserve ratio was in the news during the time of what? Demonetization. So much important, demonetization. It was introduced as a measure to absorb excess liquidity. So we actually know, सब लाइन में खड़े थे तब. Okay, so सबको लाइन में खड़ा किया था ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने. Okay, so it was introduced as a measure to absorb excess liquidity in the banking system. Okay, so definitely this is a true, that is a incremental cash reserve ratio. Unlike cash reserve ratio which applies to the total deposit base, ICRR specifically targets new deposits. So both the statements from the 86 are the True one. So definitely the answer will be the C. So demonetization, which was one of the highlighting initiative taken by the Honorable Prime Minister to curb what? The black money. To curb the black money. So this is the major topic for investigation as well as the preparation for black money. Okay, so we have achieved so much of the our what aim which was set by the Honorable Prime Minister through the demonetization. Okay, to curb the black money. So 86, option number C is the right answer. Now the 87, the clean note policy. नोट पे बहुत चल रहा है अभी. Clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India aims to ensure that the printing of currency notes cause a minimum carbon footprint. Clean note policy. So this is not the right answer. Promote digital transaction and reduce the circulation of physical currency. Okay, so right is the withdraw and replace the counterfeit. Withdraw and replace the counterfeit and damaged currency notes from the circulation. This is the right. So the clean note policy providing the clean notes to the what? Customers and the borrowers. Okay, instead of this damaged currency. So best option, question number 87 is a C option. Okay, so now the question number 88. 88, in the context of economics, which one of the following best describes loan sharking? Again, the keyword or the terminology they have asked. So there are the multiple questions within the UPSC Prelims as well on the terminologies, and these terminologies you should remember, you should know some keyword from that terminology, you should know from that itself you can solve the question. Okay, so terminology, so even you can link that terminology with the certain keywords from the option itself. Now the question 88, loan sharking, a G20 endorsed program to assist the low income nations with unmanageable debt. So it is wrong. A loan offered by banks in exchange for inflation indexed bonds, IIBs, as collateral. So it is also not the right answer. An entity that loans money at a high interest rates and utilizes threat to recover debts. So loan sharking, shark and a loaner. We can link this with the this one, shark and loan. So question number 88, option number C, an entity that loans money at a high interest rates and utilizes threat, shark, threats to recover debts. So through the this word matching we can solve the question. So question number 88, option number C is the right answer. Question number 89. Question number 89, commodity markets outlook report. So another report from the known institution is published by so much important institution, that is a World Bank. World Bank provides a multiple reports. So option number A, that is a World Bank produces this report, that is a commodity markets outlook report. Okay, so question number 89, answer number option number A. So you should remember the reports of other these organizations, that is the IMF, WTO and the OECD. So these are also the important organization, and you should prepare the report, a one-page notes on report directly with the what rankings, who are the first one, who are the second and who are the third, because UPSC asks regarding the Human Development Index and the criteria included for the report. And second, India's ranking also is important. Okay, so now the question number 90, with reference to the plastic credit exchange, PCX, with reference to the plastic credit exchange, consider the following statements. So it is a market based mechanism that allows individuals to pay for plastic waste collection. So it is a true. It is a market based mechanism. This you should remember, and it pays to the individual. पैसे कमाने की बात. Okay. So it enables companies to offset their plastic footprint over a set period of time. So definitely the offset their plastic footprint. So the carbon footprint, what is the keyword here? The carbon footprint. You should know what is the meaning of the carbon footprint. Why? Because UPSC asked question on this one. Okay, so this footprint. So both the statements from the above are the right ones. So that's why the correct option is a C, both 1 and 2. So question number 90, plastic credit exchange 1 and 2. Question number 91, consider the following. Increase in interest rate decrease in capital adequacy ratio CAR and decrease aggregate demand. How many of the above are the implications of increase in the risk weighted assets of a bank? So the answer is increase in the interest rates and decrease in the capital adequacy ratio. Only the two are the implication of the increase in the risk weighted asset. Okay, so best option is a B, that is only 2. Question number 92. Consider the following: examination of money laundering techniques, direct regulation of the national banking policies, oversight of international trade regulations, and combat financing to terrorist organization. How many of the above come under the mandate of what? One of the most important institution, that is a Financial Action Task Force, which actually working for what? That is a this countering the terrorist organization through combating the financing the terrorist organization. So the money laundering activities, financing terrorist organization, these are actually working for against it. So this is important organization. So the best option is the examining money laundering techniques. So this is the right, these two are wrong, and the definitely combating the terrorist financing. This is a major aim of the FATF. India is member. Is it a India member of it or not? That you should find out. Okay, so prepare the FATF in a proper manner. UPSC ask the question on the aim of FATF. Either one is aim of FATF and the what functions. What are the, as like above, what are the functions of the FATF? Okay, so they are asked the question. So question number 92, only the two, that is the terrorist financing and the curbing the money laundering activity. These are the two functions formed by the FATF, Financial Action Task Force. Also with this, you should prepare that is it a part of the UN or not, when it is actually founded, and who are the members. Is it a founding? Is it the G7 or the G20? Okay, so all these facts you should prepare regarding the Financial Action Task Force. Okay, the next question, question number 93, with reference to the Investor Risk Reduction Access, IRRA, Investor Risk Reduction Access Platform, which one of the following statement is correct? So it will facilitate to reduce the risk faced by the investor. It will facilitate what? Facility to reduce the risk faced by the whom? By the investor in case of what? Technical glitches. So this is the right answer. Consider the other thing. It will be available for institutional clients registered with the SEBI. No, this is not the right answer. Stock exchange cannot suo motu initiate. Suo motu initiate cannot. The trading services unless the trader face disruption. All of that. No, this is also not false. The investors can access. So this is also the false. So best option for the 93 is the A. It will facilitate to reduce the risk faced by the investor in case of technical glitches. So this is the investor risk reduction access. So through the word matching itself, you can solve this. Okay, so word matching. So this is the technique which is actually utilized and useful within the prelim in many times. Okay, so you should remember this one. So next question, question number 94. So there is some information regarding the 93 that they can monitor for institutional clients. So this is not institutional client, this is available for the all clients. Okay, this is available for the all clients, and then this cannot suo motu, so can monitor. They can monitor and can take the actions as well. Can monitor and can take the actions as well. So there are some information regarding these two options. Okay, so let's move towards the question number 94. Consider the following statements regarding the Urban Infrastructure Development Fund. So they are asking, that is a UIDF, announced during the Union Budget 2023-2024. So its objective is to support the urban infrastructure development activities undertaken by the state governments. So this need to be marked, that is state government. What is the objective? Its objective to support the what? Urban infrastructure development project. So definitely this is a true, that is it is talking about the Urban Infrastructure Development Fund itself, UIDF. So this funding facility excludes, this need to be marked, excludes cities with a population exceeding 10 lakhs. Okay, So these are the metropolis cities, 10 lakhs. Okay. The National Housing Bank is responsible for managing this fund. So this institution, you should remember who is the responsibility for managing of the Urban Infrastructure Development Fund. It is a NHB, that is the National Housing Bank. So all the three statements regarding the UIDF, Urban Infrastructure Development Fund, all the three statements are the right one, that they are excluding this metropolis cities that is having the population more than 10 lakhs. So all the three, that means question number 94, C option is the right option. So here some information like the minimum size of the program, minimum size of project for providing under the UIDF is 5 crore. And what is the then maximum size also? Maximum investment for the project is what? 100 crore. So this is a 94. Then the 95. With reference to the global renewables and energy efficiency pledge, consider the following statements. Okay, it aims to triple the global renewable energy capacity by 2030. So definitely it is true. It is a legally binding on the member countries. So whenever it is referred with the international institution, you should take a break and mark the legally binding, because many a times the international project, what we can say, these agendas or the actions are majorly non-binding in the nature. Very few, like the Kyoto protocols or the Paris agreement, are the binding one. So definitely it is not a legally binding on the member countries. So India is one of the signatories and the main proponents of the pledge. So here you should remember that India is not a part of it. India not a part of it. That means India is not a signatory. And even this global response renewables and energy efficiency pledge, this is actually came during the COP28, but it is not officially part of it. So what will be the another question on this? This pledge is officially a part of COP28 which happened. Okay, and India is a signatory of it. So both the statements are the wrong one. It is not official part of the COP28, and second, India is not a part of it. Okay. So now question number 95. These two statements are the wrong one. Only one statement is the right one, 2030. That's why option number A, that is the question number 95. Option number A is the right answer. Question number 96. What is the difference between vote on account? So it is so much important presently because we are in the election year, especially the general election year, and we recently, or the government published, not the government, we can say our honorable president given our interim budget, because budget is presented on behalf of the president within the parliament by any minister, but usually it is presented by the finance minister. So it is not the completely government, we can say it is the president's budget. Okay, so what is the difference between vote and account and the interim budget? The provision of a vote and account is used by a regular government, while an interim budget is provision used by a caretaker government. So this is not the true, it is also the government, but just say it is an interim budget. This is a provision started because during the time of the general election year. So the first statement is wrong. It is not the caretaker government, it is a regular government. Okay, a vote and account only deals with the expenditure in government's budget. Okay, while an interim budget includes both expenditure and receipt. So definitely interim budget is just like a budget, but just during the time of the election year, it is having the every provision regarding the budget itself. Okay, so second statement is the right one. So they are asking the correct statement. So 2 only is the option. So question number 96, B, that is a 2 only is the right answer. You should remember, you should actually prepare the budget in a proper manner. Interim budget, what is a vote and account, what is the procedure to actually formulate a budget, and the manner of its presentation as well as the passing. Okay, so question number 97. 7. Consider the following statements with reference to the what? Credit information companies. So CICs. So question on the CICs, credit information companies. Okay, so these are required to be registered with the SEBI to operate in India. So actually many a times UPSC plays with the organizations and gives the wrong organization to make a what? Statement, wrong one. So this is also the wrong statement. Why? Because it is need to be registered not with the SEBI, it is with the RBI. Section 4. Okay, so this need to be registered with the RBI. So first statement is a wrong one. Now the second statement. These are allowed to get credit information only from banks and not from non-banking financial institution. So this is also the wrong statement. Why to discriminate? So it is having the power to get the credit information from both. They can take the credit information from both. Okay, so both the statements are the wrong one. They need to be registered with the RBI and they can take this information from both. So that's why the neither one nor two is the right answer. Okay, so 97, option number D is the right answer. Next question, question number 98. Consider the following statements with the reference to the tax inspectors without borders. Okay, so it is a joint initiative of the International Monetary Fund IMF and World Economic Forum WEF. So two institution is given, need to be marked. So both the institutions are the wrong one. Okay, so this is definitely a joint initiative, but by whom? By the UNDP and the OECD. So these are the two institutions which actually initiate this tax inspector without borders. So first statement is a wrong one. Okay, so it deploys experts to developing country tax administrations for capacity building. So definitely it is a true. India has been chosen as a partner administration. So such type of initiative, definitely India is a partner. Okay, India trying to reflect itself at a global forum. It is trying to promote itself as a world leader. Okay, and India should become a world leader, responsible player and the responsible leader. Okay, so the question number 98, option number B, that is the only two statements are true from the above. Okay, the next question number 99, with reference to the green deposit. With reference to the green deposits, consider the following statements. So they operate on the same principles as a standard fixed deposit. So definitely it is a true. Non-utilization of its proceed incurs a penalty from. So penalty need to be marked from the whom? RBI. So institution. So non-utilization of its proceed incurs a penalty. So it is not necessary to influence. Not necessarily. So there is no need. So this is the wrong statement. Not utilization, no penalty. Okay. So second statement is the wrong one. Now the third. They should be denominated in the Indian rupees only. Definitely we need to promote the Indian rupees. Okay. International currency. So this third statement is the right one. So best option is the 1 and 2. That is the only two statements from the above are the correct one. So now last and the end. Okay. So now the last, that is the 100th. What is the primary focus of the government in 2024? Okay, as mentioned in the budget. So what will be the primary focus? It is attract investment, increase taxes, decrease spending and private government services. So definitely we are trying to achieve what? Vikasit Bharat. Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So that's why the prime initiative or prime objective of the budget will be the attract investment. So this will be the correct option. So this is the end of our discussion. I hope you prepared well and best luck for the next paper. Thank you.